triggering tragedy in Miami. Someone opening fire in the city's Overtown neighborhood. One person is dead, 2 others are injured, and there is a manhunt for the killer as we speak.
This investigation continues. You can see those crime scene markers and a bicycle left behind that we believe may have belonged to the victim. We actually just saw crime scene investigators removing the body from this scene. The search is now on here for a shooter.
Watch the upper part of your screen. Surveillance video outside of a corner store captures as a man appears to jog, then walk quickly down the sidewalk on the opposite side of the street. What you can't see is that he's been shot. A short time later, only his arm visible as he's surrounded by police and paramedics where he's collapsed outside the store.
What's going on, YouTube family? It's your boy Kodak Blowup, and today we are heading to Miami, Florida. You guys might know Miami for the Miami Marlins, the Miami Dolphins, but today we are heading to Overtown, Miami. That is in Dade County, if you guys did not know. We're gonna get Freezy the Iceman to take us through his neighborhood, where he will be showing us a little bit where he grew up and the things he used to do living in Overtown. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to his YouTube channel that will be under in the descriptions. And as well, comment under, let me know how you guys feel about his music. So yeah, before we start this vlog, like I said, I'm gonna have his music playing so you guys can check it out. And if you guys haven't yet, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel as well, because there will be a lot more content on the way. I want to thank you guys for watching. Sit back and relax and check out the vlog. Thank you.
Want it, I'ma cop it. If it's on me, we ain't box. Hey, a nigga mad cause he see I got it pop. I'm in the trap on the grind. Crackers know we ain't stopped. 4,000 for a play. This that Zaza issue shot. The little bro say throw it. He gon' catch it, ain't no dropping it. Bitch wanna fuck me only cause a nigga popular. We pop up with them hammers like we carpenters. I don't care about the fame. Bitch, I got my dollars up. Any nigga playing with my name, I'm getting them out of here. I don't with niggas if it's not about a profit. Mr. Cut a bitch off cause she got too many problems. I'm in a foreign and it's top. This is new, you ain't got this. Want it, I'ma cop it. If it's on me, we ain't box.
Hey yo, man, it's your player partner, Freeze the Iceman. I'm about to take y'all through my hood, Overtown. Let's get it. Right now, we in the swamp. You know what I mean? This is where I'm originally born and raised, you know what I mean? They kicking everybody out now. If you take a look around, they building all type of new apartments. How you doing, love? All right, baby. Yeah. Stay around here. Like I said, my stepmother still stay around here, but a lot of the buildings are vacant because they remodeling, they rebuilding. So, yeah, you know how things are.
With the buildings around, I see a lot of these buildings are more new. Have these buildings? Yeah.
No, they just painted. They're not new. These are the new. If you look at it right here, turn this right here. Yeah. All these apartments was one color. They was a dark grayish color like this one. Yeah. And they repainted to make it look somewhat. And like I said, a lot of these places like right here is already vacant because they already knocking them down. They just doing them in sections. So this is one of the last sections where people are still living until probably like the beginning of next year. Then they will be forced to move too, and then they'll probably have a few of these buildings already up. But right now we in the swamp.
Can you speak about how it was growing up over here? Like back in the day, probably, you know, how was it when you would first walk in these neighborhoods? I
ain't gonna lie, if you're not from around here, you wouldn't want to come around here. You know what I mean? It was very territorial for the most part, but for kids, you don't know better. You know, you stay around here, so you're good to be around here, but a lot of gunshots, a lot of murders, a lot of drug selling, a lot of drug doing. For the most part, this is one of the first places when slavery was abolished that people was able to be freer. And with that being said, it was the hood, like, you know, Martin Luther King actually used to be in a hotel in the 40s up there on 27th and like 41st Avenue. It's called the Hamptons or whatever. Malcolm X, a lot of our celebrity Negroes back in those days would stay down here, which is Overtown. Okay. This was the only place that was more like welcome, you know, far as for black people. And since then, you know, it's just been a lot of, we was black owned for the most part. But sometime, I can't say when, but a lot of, you know, people came in and they sold the properties because, like I said, it was poverty written, you know, a bunch of black people in one area. So for the most part, right now, this is what we have left of the swamp.
You like that they're changing it around here? Like I
can't say I like it because it's not beneficial to me, but it does bring some peace that, all right, the children don't have to go through the stuff that we've been through with each other. But I can say that now, the violence is totally at a low. They ain't got violence like that. You know, they still hustle like they do everywhere, but it's a lot without it being so compact like it was, it's not so much going on like it used to be.
So how big is this neighborhood? If you like, say, if we took a tour around, how long would it take to get through the whole neighborhood?
I mean, for the most part, these blocks go from like First all the way as far as the swamp would go like to at least, you know, 11th Street. And as far as Avenue, be on 7th Ave all the way to Northeast First. Or, you know, Northeast First would be those blocks between there. Now, Overtown is long. We talk about from First Ave all the way to like 28th. And when we talk about Avenue, we talking about at least probably like to 7th Ave all the way to Biscayne. Okay. So, I mean, we got a few blocks to cover, a few avenues to cover. But, yeah, I mean, they're changing up. I mean, it's so much being done around here now. They call it historic Overtown now. And with that being said, we got all type of different businesses that done popped up out the woodwork. I'm not gonna lie about that. We have a little tourist attraction place further down where I used to hustle and stuff. We're gonna get to that. That's called Rainbow. But right now we in the swamp, and like I said, this is what we have left of it.
All right. What's your like greatest memory that you can remember living out here? Something that you'll never forget?
I used to come through these apartments. Even when I moved, my stepmother stayed here for God knows how long. You know, my mother stayed on 10th Street. Yeah, it was crazy. But anyway, I used to come around here with my older siblings, my sisters and things. And I remember being in this park, which is no longer a park. And we used to play for hours on end, man. I'm talking about hours. I can never forget her friends. I used to be so crazy about her little friend girls, which they my older sisters, so they didn't, I could never get past go. But one thing I can tell you, I was always in their face chasing them, trying to play with them, and it was always in this little neighborhood, which I do back to school drives for the last 2 years. This is what we've been, you know, accustomed to, the rebuilding and rebranding. But in this park, like I said, it's a lot of memories I got going on. And like I said, my family still stay around here. I was just here like not even 2 years ago in the same park, giving back to the children.
What made you want to start doing that?
I mean, shit, I always felt like it's better to give than to receive, but I believe the children are the future, like, for real, for real. I might not feed the homeless, which I see a lot of homeless. I was a young boy selling, you know, all type of things, and I would see homeless people, at least people you would think homeless, and I never understood. They would sit out there all day and ask for change and spend their money on, you know, certain things, and it wouldn't be about food or trying to better themselves. So I think at that age, you know, it's no help or no hope for them people, but when it comes out to the children, I will always think to give them a chance. The problem, right? Because, man, this shit was so open. We could have walked through all this. They got us so cut off and shit, you know? So you got to capture what we got right here, because this is what's left.
Yeah.
And she had to move from over here with the old girl, right? This is how small the area is. My sister moved from her mother's house, stay right here, and she had an apartment that was right over here. Not this one, but literally in the next section. And we used to go from house to house just. When I say these apartments is very, you know, it means something to a lot of people. We lost a lot of people in these apartments as well and stuff, you know?
Look at
but
this right
is what
here.
We have left.
The car.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Poverty renting. In certain areas, they would have been told this car.
I was gonna say that, yep.
This is what Overtown was. You ain't had to worry, you know, you felt comfortable if you was from the trenches, you know? And I'm not gonna say that it was always a problem, but if you weren't from around here and you was trying to do anything that showed that you weren't from around here, it would be a problem. But yeah, when it's all said and done, this is like any other place to live. You come, you mind your business, and people will mind their business as well. Okay. But this is the swamp.
I know you were saying the swamp. Is that like a section of this part of these apartments, or is the whole thing?
No, this whole little area, you know what I mean? It's called the swamp.
Okay, that was a nickname was given to it.
Yeah, then you got Town Park, you got Rainbow, you got different sections, but they only a few blocks and like a avenue or two, you know. But this area right here that we in, yeah, from I would say from like 5th Avenue and 5th Street all the way to like 10th and 3rd Avenue, you would consider, I ain't gonna say 10th, yeah, 10th. And 3rd, you'll call all this the swamp.
Okay, and I know you were saying this is Overtown. How many parts of Miami? Because I know there's Liberty City, there's Dade. Is that like different parts or different counties? How'd that work out here?
Oh, they're just different parts. I'm a Dade County, native. So we got all these. We got Overtown, we got Liberty City, we got Carol City, we got Little Haiti, we got Hialeah. We got a bunch of different sections. That's it. But we all Dade County at the end of the day.
Oh, Dade County is the county itself. Like,
yeah, Dade County is actually the county, but yes, we got different sections in the county.
Okay, for sure, for sure. Is there any parts that are bigger than the other, or they're mainly the same?
Carol City will probably be one of the biggest. The city is big as well because you gotta we talk about avenues and streets. So when it comes down to it, yeah, I would say Carol City is probably one of the biggest. Not even talking about Hialeah, we got some sections around here that's that spread out a wide bit.
Anybody that's famous that came out of this area?
Man, all type of people, man. For one, this right here is my mentor, my player partner, Vito No Shake. Born and raised right here where we at in Overtown. He just passed this year, from a brain aneurysm. And it's still a tough subject to talk about, but you got Rick Ross from Carol City, from right here. I can't think of too many names, but these are one of the people. Him, Deslock, which they call Piccolo, and you got JT Money, you got Trick Daddy, and I mean these are Dade County natives. You can be from one place, but you'll be good in all these places because, mind you, we ain't like on some gang affiliated type shit. I can't say, but when you say Dade County, you got the whole county of Dade. So you got Rick Ross, you got motherfucking Trick Daddy, like I said, you got Uncle Luke. All these people ran through these little areas right here where we at. Definitely ran through these little areas. All right, we're in the parking lot of Booker T High School. Not the largest, but the best, you already know. And this is where I did, at least 3 years. I didn't graduate from here, but I did graduate. This is my high school. We used to walk across this, it's a long ass bridge to get here. In my 10th grade year, I used to walk across this bridge. By the time my end of the 10th grade, I had them brought me a car. And wasn't no more walking for me. And this right here is the teacher's parking garage. I used to park over here so I could leave early. But this is one of the best memories I had going to high school, crossing that bridge with my friends, before things got a little bit hasty. Everybody was just having a good time, man. I never played sports, but we used to gamble a lot in this high school. I'm talking about shooting dice, playing cards, and believe it or not, I do got my diploma. I am not a dummy. I graduated. I didn't do my last 3 months here, and I graduated from somewhere else. But I did my whole 3 years here. So with that being said, man, we at Booker T, we in the parking lot. We will walk through, but they got some stuff going on, and I don't want to, interrupt anything they got going on. But this is Booker T High School. Hey yo, we over here on 17th and 2nd. My old boy used to have, him and his homeboy used to have a video store right here called Darkman Videos. We talking about like the early 90s and late 80s. They had a video store because they used to have like VH1s. Mind you, I be in this video shop like just running around, playing with shit, not knowing. They had a sex area in the back, like where you can rent the movies and go in the back. I got caught in there several times, and I mean, I was told these things, and I remember being in this store. They tore it down sometime back in 90, I want to say 94, 96. They tore it down and they made these apartments, but this right here is one of those early memories. I was like 5, no older than 4, running around in this damn place. Back in 92, 93 for sure. Hey, yo. Yeah, man, we're in Rainbow. These are the projects that I earned my stripes at, man. I mean, did a lot of wild things around here. This off of 20th and 2nd Avenue. A little bit further now, they call it Wynwood. It was always Wynwood, but now they got like a tourist attraction. And this is right here, they still got the projects real close. We're talking about Wynwood is literally a skip and a hop. Right now where we at, we can walk to Wynwood, all the festivities and stuff. It ain't wild like it used to be, They changing everything up around here, but for the most part, these projects is definitely still standing. And like I say, my auntie stay right here, so we just came out of her crib. As y'all can see, it's raining, but it was a store on this corner. When I say that's where I first flopped. I flopped my first customer at. I had done went and brought some peanuts out the store and went and brought some little baggies. This back in like 2002 to be exact. And I didn't have say so or not. I just went and brought the peanuts, me and my homeboy Trap. I showed him how to cut them up and we put them in bags. I stood at that corner store, which is not there no more, right? But I stood at that corner store waiting for, you know, smokers to come by and ask who got it, who hold it. So that day, 2-3 customers done showed up one by one asking me who got it. And I'm like, shit, what you looking for? You tell me what they want, I'm like, give me the money. I point in the little alley, which it's an alley. We in the apartments right now. I point, my dog was sitting on a little, a generator, you can say, you know, one of them transformers. He's sitting on the transformer, he'll give them the peanuts in the bag. They look like crack though. He'll get them the peanuts in the bag. I remember at least once or twice that day. 2 people doubled back within like 30 seconds and were chasing his ass, which he was already gone. But that was definitely one of the memories, man. I think it was like on a Labor Day weekend where it wasn't no school for, you know, the youth. So we were just out trying to get some money, and we had like a week out of school or something. That was one of my first encounters where after that we got in trouble by one of the old heads, but old head put us on after that. From that point on, nigga, I was a hell of motion. It's a spot across the street where we call it, it's just 19th, you know? My old girl moved in the apartments on 19th, and that's where I was, you know, doing my little 1-2 at. When I say by that time, I'm like 15, I already had a car at this time. That's what I was saying. I was driving back to school at this time, not walking no more. And I think I worked for like 2 different people. You know, I ain't gonna mention no names, but after that, I started doing my own thing. On 20th Street and like First Avenue, it was a meat market. And ain't nobody used to be over there. You know, it's a bus stop and shit. I ain't nothing but like 15. I'm buying like little 50-cent pieces, little quarters and shit, and I'm posted up over there. Before you knew it, nigga, I was buying like a whole zip, moving 3 of them things a day. I was like 15. By the time I turned 16, it was up there. I'm talking about, man, the streets know me, they love me, and I mean, as I can remember, this whole little block they call Winwood, you know what I mean? Used to be all up and through there. Right now, they done took down the store that I first started at, the little corner store that we used to have on 20th and 3rd. They done knocked down the meat market. They knocked down a lot of the little stuff, you know, not the projects, but a lot of the little businesses that I used to be familiar with. And like I said, we used to play football out here, man, when I was younger. Way before I started hustling, we would just gamble and play football all in the street, all in these little apartments. This ain't the place that you can ever nigga knock. We ain't never knock on people's doors and run. Motherfuckers don't play that around here. Real shit, this ain't one of those spots. I mean, at a young age, I knew not to play at people's doors, man.
So explain that, like, you know, you say this is not like this area. Like, what's the level of danger, how it was compared to it now? Like, back in the day, how bad was it, like, to be around here?
I'm gonna say this for all people. If you was a tourist, you know, right now, it's like now, you got white people walking around here, jogging around here, like live around here. Back in them days, I'm talking about even before me, we talking about back when I'm 5 and 6 years old, I'm talking about back in the 90s, motherfuckers used to snatch pocketbooks around here. I mean, you couldn't get caught at one of these lights and be asking for fucking directions. You'll get robbed easily. You know what I mean? You talking about 17, 16-year-old kids. We ain't even talking about adults. We talking about the adolescent like I was. This place wasn't a place to visit if you didn't know where you was going or knowing somebody around here. But now we got, like, you know, it's very diversified right now. Like I said, we got white people, got people walking dogs around this. We ain't having these walking dogs. If you seen the dog, you run, because that bitch is off the leash. Now you got, like, real talk. It's diversified, which I ain't knocking it. It's just now it's more, very, very more calm than when I grew up. When I grew up, you can tell somebody and something was going down because of the crowd of people that would be approaching the situation. That now, if you was lost and you was asking somebody for directions, it would be nothing. Oh yeah, you right here, bro. And I mean, this is just because of how things change, you know? In due time, I think everything changed. I couldn't say if it's for the best or the worst, but right now, I know, you know, it's a lot calmer. A lot of things can transpire as far as prosperity from what they got going on right here now. You know what I mean?
Well, that being said, what does neighborhood mean to you?
I mean, this is where I'm from. I don't own the neighborhood, but do I love it? Yes, I give back to this neighborhood, specifically this neighborhood, Overtown. And in fact, August 11th will be our 5th annual back to school drive, as far as book bag charity giveaway. We'll be at the Green Haven over there on 11th Street and 2nd Avenue. But never forget where you come from. I mean, you can take me out the hood, you can take the hood out of me, baby. We're here. where we at, man. Right now we're in Rainbow, over here on 21st and 2nd Avenue in the apartments. You know what I mean? And be that as amazing, right? When I was coming up, you would have dudes that was like from a different side, but we all from Overtown. They would be robbing each other. They would really have beefs, and I wasn't into that, you know what I mean? I was more like one of the cool young niggas, man, on some real shit. You had a few niggas play all that, you know, mind game shit, but besides women and money, that's all I was from. From a young age, I would be gambling. That's why I needed to hustle, because I had to supply my habit, you know what I mean? My old girl, you know, she was doing what she could, but I started hustling so I can see him be more of a provider. But like I said, I was gambling way before I even knew how to make a dollar. Why? Because that's something that I learned off the hustle. I be pumping people gas at a young age, and I had an older homeboy. He like, boy, you know how to shoot dice? Taught me how to shoot dice just to cheat me out my money. And I learned later, you know what I mean? But you gotta, you know, they're gonna cheat you before you learn and catch on. You know, you gotta pay for it. But for the most part, yeah. I sold candy in elementary. Then I started hustling in high school. And from there, you know, now I'm an entrepreneur. I'm doing positive things. You know, I'm LLC'd up, got a business, you know, entertainment. And this is all the stuff that you take. The same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg. So it's all about what you made out of, yo.
Was there any like cool clubs or anything around the neighborhood back in the day that people used to link up at, party at, any type of things that was known around here?
I mean, on the spot right now, it was a few game rooms, but they was outside the city. Then we had like the Omni. Now the Omni is before my time, but that's a place too you don't want to get caught at because they're doing a lot of robbing there. They put an Omni. That's like a mall and certain entertainment. How y'all doing? What's good, What's good? They put an Omni over here by the train, and I mean, don't get it twisted. You had people that can come from anywhere and go to the Omni, but mind you, because it's so territorial, if you was from the city and you get caught in the Omni, you'll get fucked up by the niggas that's from Overtown. Just as well as we had a game room that was in the city over there on 71st. If your ass was from anywhere besides the city, and you know, you'll get fucked up. But that's when you're a territorial, like you claiming certain type of sex. I'm from Overtown, and when I stepped out with my niggas, it was never where we had to throw it up. You know, we full life, towners, but it wasn't where we was beefing. We was always about getting money, and definitely with the bitches. Oh man, I remember us going all the way to Carol City. I had my motherfucking Chevy on spokes. We had a party that we heard about in Carol City. Sure enough, man, I don't even know how to get to Carol City. Bullshit, you know, I'm serious. At this time, you know, I was getting rides and I'm catching a bus, but this my first little whip, no, my second little whip. I don't leave out the neighborhood, you know, besides going to school and being in the neighborhood, you don't have to go all the way to 180 nothing. But sure enough, man, my big homie was like, man, yeah, I know how to get there, so we all driving. We go out there, we had a good time. We was at one of them little hotels, to be exact. We was at the hotel that was off of 12th and like 160 something. And it was a nice vibe. But at the same time, you couldn't do shit like that when it was about some nonsense, when niggas weren't thinking about how to get money or overcome. Me and the niggas we was with, man, definitely, the niggas kicked ass, but we wasn't about some money. And we can miss with anybody because we was good, but yeah, definitely, we knew not to play around certain places because it comes with the territory. I never come in your hood and think you got my back, knowing, yeah, you got my back, but you can't stop nothing if niggas want to do something because I ain't from around here. It's nothing that you can do besides get into it with me. So the more the story, you want to go in another nigga neighborhood and shoot dice or go in another nigga neighborhood and pop your shit because you know what comes with that. But for the most part, for you to breeze through, yeah, you were good. You was always good. Dade County, good with Dade County, but yeah, the same thing. Nigga, you'll be from Dade County, nigga snake you out because you Dade County. I can't explain it, but it's a double tantra. Yeah. You know, I ain't gonna say it was like told not to move, mess with certain groups, but being young, right, you see things. I mean, I guess, you know, they spare the younger niggas, but I've witnessed the older homies who was cool with each other, rob each other, or, you know, eventually fall out. And I couldn't tell you about the details, but yeah, there's a lot of that type of stuff going on. Young, you know, could be women issues, could have been money issues, but for the most part, I've seen my partners at one time or another cross one another on some stupid shit, and it would be like all after that, you know what I mean? And I couldn't tell you the details, but have I had to experience that? Nah. And I mean, don't get it twisted, I have partners, you know, try to cross me up, but them don't really be your partners. Them just be people looking for opportunity. We talk about people that you shared a bathtub with, or you went to school all 4-5 years and y'all hung out after school, or you slept at his house, slept at your house. Those type of situations, yes, I've seen niggas who got money together for years cross one another out. And you gotta be expecting that type of stuff because I come before you. And I know it's fucked up to say, but we're in the trenches, baby. Everybody hungry. Everybody trying to eat. So with that being said, it came a norm. Like you don't, oh, well, you know, such and such fill out such. Like you expect that to happen eventually. Why? Because that's the type of stuff you see. And it's not where it's intentionally, but sometimes, you know, signals get crossed, and that's just what it be. I've witnessed a lot of backstabbing, backdooring, you know what I mean? All type of, you know, just ruthless things going on, and you just learn from them. You learn to sit here and stay out the mix. I never picked a side. I always just stayed neutral. And what I mean by neutral, I stayed getting money. I didn't care about who was it. 2004, I'm 15 years old. I'm hanging out on my block or whatever. This is when I started hustling for myself. I remember I'm standing on my block and I get a call. My mother just told me my little cousin have been shot. Now at this time we don't know if he did, but within an hour of time I remember sitting on my block inside the complex where I couldn't hustle at because I stay here, but I can't hustle out of here because somebody else, this is their spot. So I come from off the block, the corner, you know, I'm at a bus stop by the meat market over there, and when I get the call, at this time, I think we had no kids. I remember we having no kids. My mama called me shouting, crying. I go to the house, and when she tell me he been shot, I'm like, damn, he was just here. He had just left here not even 5 days. He was supposed to be staying the summer with us. And for whatever reason, he wanted to go back home, and when he went back home, he got hit by a stray bullet. So he died. I found out later that day, and I remember just sitting there, just, you know, just feeling numb as hell. And we stayed over there on 19th and First Court, and I mean First Place, no, second on 19th and Second. And I was sitting on my porch, which is like if you come out the house, you got like a little stepping down. You can sit down and, you know, people walk anyway. I was sitting there with my head down, just thinking. We had to get down south. My mother had to get to her sister because it was like, it was all out. And it was real bad, man. My cousin Quentin, God bless his soul, rest in peace. Quentin Stafford, you know, died young, never forgotten though. To this day, we still hold memorials for him. He died July 1st, 5 days before his older sister Kaisha's birthday, and 21 days before mine.
Wow.
So that's one of the main things I can never forget, where I was, what I was doing when I got that call that my cousin has been shot. He was only 9 years old. That's one of the things that I remember. I don't think I ever forget that.
So, if you can get advice to the youth that could probably, you know, going through same situation or something close to what you've been through, what would you let them know when it comes to the hustle game and just, you know, coming up in general, just from the trenches? Like, how would you let them know how to succeed out of it?
I say this to anybody who think the streets is something to glorify, man, the streets is dead. Find you something productive to do, a trade. I ain't saying you gotta go to college and go to school. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying find something that you can be productive. Definitely find something you love doing. But for the most part, man, the streets is gonna be the streets. They always gonna be here. Find something to do to better your situation and your family, because I can assure you, whatever's going on right now ain't gonna mean shit 5 to 10 years from now. So y'all gotta stay active, stay in motion, and stay prayed up. That's coming from somebody who beat the odds, and I'm still out here, you know, trying to make it happen. But for me to you, if you got an opportunity to do something productive with yourself, that's what you should do. Because I can tell you, the streets gonna always be here.
You've been here for like a while?
I've been here all my life.
Okay, so you could like give a little information how it was growing up in Miami to how it changed now.
I think like the 80s and the 90s,
yeah,
they were pretty cool. Everybody was loving and giving, wanted to see the next person win. But that's not what's happening now. That is not what's happening now.
You see the buildings getting changed all around Miami.
Yeah,
you like that?
this building right here, I have to move.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're tearing them down.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be standing. When they?
No, they've been here since.
Well, I know the building's been here, but I'm just saying I didn't know they was tearing them down.
Yeah, that's why I'm like things are on top of everything because I gotta go, but I'm not being rushed out.
That's what I was asking. So
No, I'm looking for a spot.
So
I'm trying to find something going north, like I want to check it out, like there in an area like where there's everything around, kind of where I don't have to move too far because I'm having problems with my knee. So, yeah.
Well, I didn't know that, but for the most
Yeah,
part,
they've been here so long, they say.
so they finna knock them down and do what they
Tear
doing in the
them
swamp.
down, and they're gonna build them up.
Oh, that's what I was just saying. All because of that Wynwood area.
Yeah. And then that store, did you tell them about the store
They
was
got
$6
knocked
million?
down?
Yeah, $6 million.
No, what you mean they sold for $6 million?
That's why they never came back.
I didn't know that.
The Arabs,
Yeah.
right? So they come like 6 o'clock in the morning. So I think I was trying to get a new cigarette. Thank you, Lord. And I went to the store and they never opened. So I'm checking all day. Then the next day comes, I'm checking again, and no store. So then the following week I hear that they gave them an offer they couldn't refuse. And they were out of here and left everything in there. Potato chips, everything was left to the store. I said, yeah, you cut me a check. Watch me how quick I get out of here. $6 million.
$6 million, and that's what I'm saying. A place that motherfuckers wouldn't even come and stop by to shop at.
And now it's the thing. It's like a little South Beach, a little Brickell.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Little Brickell, they trying to,
attraction.
because they're building up. Like, how are you going to see the beauty of Miami when you got a building right across the street blocking that area, and then there's another one on the next corner? You can't, you just build it up every day or whenever I leave here. If I go down that street, it's going to be something I didn't see.
And that's what I was just saying, definitely.
I'm like, well, when did this go?
And you
I can't keep up. Maybe it's time for me to go.
Well, trust me, I know a lot of people come around this area and party, because I still come and make drop-offs in this area. People be wanting, hey, Flip, you got some alcohol? Man, listen, it's everywhere around here.
Yeah,
but
that's
what I'm trying to say,
you go. That's just the essence of this area.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
But they still building. They haven't stopped yet. I didn't even know they was going to tear these down.
Yeah, they're tearing them down. They're marking up the yard and stuff, measuring stuff. They done been all underground. I said, well, Jesus. I've been thrown out of better places than this. The hell, don't try to rush me out. So that's about it.
I'm definitely
like I'm from Opelika, so But since I've been here this long,
How was it growing up over there in Opelika?
Oh man, oh man, a paradise.
I got 21 Jump Street on my arm. I was 14 when I got this tattoo, turning 15.
Yeah, because my sister was
Opelika
standing right there in the corner. But
off the bat,
been
and then I came to Overtown, which I was already from Overtown, but moving around back and forth, you know what I mean?
Right.
Came back from a hood and moved back into another hood. Can you imagine?
And another hood, because that was the hood.
That's where I learned. That's where I learned how to flop from, like selling people fake stuff that ain't real. I learned
there
that
was
over
a lot
there.
of that going on.
Listen, them young boys back then, when we call ourselves the little timers. I seen a lot, I ain't do too much of heavy stuff. When I got over here is when I sit here and I drop my nuts and let certain things like, man, I can't go broke, man. I know certain stuff now. And because I knew it, I applied it and I showed my friends after what I learned from people around.
Right.
So that's how that, transpired. But this corner store, which is the Arab store, I didn't know they sold for $6 million, but that's why they not there. They knocked down.
But even other between the streets, I think they were offering them money too if they had their own land, like that was their house. It wasn't like owned by governed by governed by the government. Yeah, they gave them offers too. I think a young lady across the street that they don't get it, do they? Across the street from my friend where I used to hang out. And I think they gave her a couple of $100,000 for her spot.
What, it was an apartment?
It was like a house. It was upstairs, downstairs. It was a house. And as soon as they cut their check, baby, they were out of here. It might have been more money than that. But that's what I heard.
I ain't gonna lie, for us to know what we know now back then, imagine us owning a lot of this stuff right here. A lot of this stuff was just ran down.
But see, that's what these guys who were out here trying to teach you. It doesn't, this is the way we do it. This is how we eat. But there's another way. And that's where they were trying to get to that point where they know about real estate and all kinds of stuff that they needed to know about so they could buy these properties just like the Arabs did. See, they came here with a plan. It just takes a plan. But nobody wants to get together to make a plan because everybody's beefing and everybody's trying to be this person. Listen, what did you learn out of that?
I mean, for me, I bring things together. I don't tear things apart.
Right. Are you trying to get there?
Unity.
Are you trying to get to your point? Nobody is. So, and the world is changing. It's so much. Oh my God, I never thought it would be like this. I just didn't. I knew it was going to be bad because you have bad days and good days. That's promised to you. But how to maneuver, that's what the Bible comes in. To teach us. Yeah. We got to be taught. I'm still learning.
We going to prepare for the worst and pray for the best.
Amen.
That's all we can do. I was telling y'all about when I got that phone call and I was like saying I was sitting on my porch. This is what I mean by my porch. They changing up a little bit as far as the decor and shit, but this is still the same way. This was one apartment. This was our front door, and our back door was this door, but it wasn't no back door. That's the door to my room. So I mean, I'm talking about I had all type of access, and you can just imagine, man. This was a 3-bedroom at this time. I had my own room. No, me and my brother shared the room. My brother and sister shared the room, and my mother had a room. Anyway, this was our little complex. We stayed right here. I have 3 cars in this damn parking. I mean, in this alley, and this is the alley. I remember we had no gate stopping these stairs right here. When you come in, you can just go around. You have to go around these stairs to get here. They put a little extra space because I was able to just go right there to my mama's front door. This is her front door, and that's a little spot right there. That was my front door to get in my room, but it was considered like our back door. When I say it was nice, they kind of remodeled without it being really remodeled. They probably just knocked walls down and put shit together. So I would literally have 1 car, 2 cars, 3 cars lined up right here. And I ain't number 16 at this time. I remember my sister, she had a homegirl that stayed right here. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say baby girl name, but there used to be a bunch of girls in this little alley. Mind you, girls that's my age. I'm living like a grown man, but these girls was like 16, 15. Mind you, I ain't nothing but 15, 16. Anyway, come on. This right here is the alley I was telling you about. Now, I couldn't serve in this area because this is all belong to somebody. You know what I mean? This was a trap, this was a trap. And because these are traps, you can't get in this alley and think you're gonna hustle. Motherfuckers gonna fuck you up. So this right here was a meat market. I'd be at this store, sitting on a bus stop, and it didn't have no shelter, just a bench. And I would make $3,000 to $4,000 a day sitting here. And this is after school now. Mind you, I go to school, I come home from school, and within that period of time, from probably 4 to like 9 at night, maybe 10, I probably done made $3,000 to $4,000. And I'd be on that side of the street right there. It was a bus stop. They don't have it right there. That meat market would close after 5. So sometimes, like when I got hot and they started realizing what I was doing, I could only hustle after 5. That still worked out for me because it just gave me a little bit of, you know, out of sight, out of mind. But after I got busted, my little brother, he was sitting on this side. It wasn't no bus stop. It was just that little wall. It wasn't no type of nothing. And I think they knocked him because he's sitting there for 4 hours. And they recently just jumped out on him and said, "What you doing out here?" Before you know it, they found little baggies of crack on him and took him to jail. So I know about this. We can see it from the apartments or whatever. So I don't go out there that same day. The next day, I go out there, I'm good. The next day I go out there, I think it's a Thursday, Cracker jumped out on my ass. Sure enough, it took him about a good 20, 30, not gonna say 30, a good 15 to 20 minutes to find it. Cause I had it in like one of them magnets. I had like a few pieces of crack inside a magnet, something that you stick under a car or something to keep a key in. I had it stuck under the damn, the bus thing or whatever. They ain't find it for a long time, man. I'm talking about forever. They knew I had it because they sent a little smoker to buy from me, and that's how I got caught. But for the most part, we was over there for like 2 years. We ain't talking about where that bus stop right there. We talking about right here at the end of this gate. It was a bus stop right there, and that's where I was for at least a year and a half making money. I remember a hurricane came, and you know, motherfuckers ain't hustling and shit, but I got my own work. I was sitting right up under there. It was a tree knocked down. Nigga, I was out here in the bad weather, nigga. This had to be like 2003. No, this was 2005, I want to say. Whatever hurricane was in 2005, he was here. It wasn't a lot of damage, a lot of rain, a lot of winds, but I remember being out here. The only young nigga hustling during the hurricane, because I hustle for myself. Karen's son, man, Freeze the Ice, man, this is my man. This is my hood, Overtown. I'm a Dade County native, and I'm an Overtown representative, man. This is my hood. That's Winwood, the place they gentrifying and stuff. You see the buildings and all that. When I used to hustle on this corner, it was a bunch of buildings out here, but they was like places probably to do like porn or something like that. They wasn't look like they was active. People could have been hiding stuff in there for all we knew, but it was just people that had the property. And now when you look at it, they got all type of bars, tavens, all type of, you know, entertainment spots. You know, it's somewhere that you can go that's besides South Beach. We never had that before. I mean, we did have something like the Omni, but it was nothing like this to this magnitude. And like I say, man, you got white people walking around, you got people that walking dogs, and they're not feeling threatened. It's very different now compared to when I was out here hustling. If you was white in this neighborhood, you was buying drugs or you was very, very poor. But it was clearly you wasn't around here because you wanted to be. Trust me. But now you can walk up and down this street and there's all type of tourist attractions, you know what I mean? And you can walk all around this area and you got all type of different buildings. Actually, you got a bunch of B&Bs, Airbnbs in this area now. Not on this side, but on this side, you can catch a few B&Bs to be right here up in the area of Winwood. They building all around, man, and it's totally different. If you was to stay away, if you was in prison for 20 years like my father and come home after 20 years, you would be amazed, because he seen this way before I seen it. You know what I mean? Like far as me realizing. He went to prison in, I want to say, 99. When he came home in, I want to say 2019 maybe, he was amazed at how much they was different. And I mean, I couldn't imagine what he seen back then, but what I seen, this shit is totally different. So yeah, totally different. That's two different generations of difference, you know, of seeing stuff, seeing the culture and everything. But this is my hood, Overtown. Right now we're off of 20th and 2nd. Like I said, that's Rainbow over here. This right here is 19th. You know, you got Town Park that way. You got Swamp back going east. Hey yo, man, yeah, I just took y'all through my hood. Freeze the Iceman, Overtown, and y'all gotta keep up with me, man. Freeze the Iceman on all platforms. Freeze the Iceman on YouTube. Freeze the Iceman on IG. Karen's son on all platforms. On my father on all platforms. Y'all tap in with me. Dade County native, Overtown representative. Appreciate y'all for watching, man, and stay tuned. Yeah.